What is your top favorite karaoke? What do you karaoke?
I don't karaoke squat. You can't get me up there to sing. You
come on.
can't.
You've never been on stage.
Maybe once, and I had somebody else, and I think we sang Troubadour.
But you're not. How do you not do karaoke?
I don't sing.
I know you well enough to know that you've had confidence that came from elsewhere to put you on stage.
I have. I don't like to. And if you said, hey, let's go do karaoke, I'm not going to be the first one to be like, oh, yeah, sign me up for this song.
If you get up there, what are you going to sing? What is your go-to?
Oh, I don't pick songs. I will get up there and support. I'm just not a karaokeer.
So you're not going to...
But you get me on the dance floor.
Yeah. So you're not going to get up there and go, so let's go there.
No, absolutely not.
Let's make our
I'll be your backup dancer.
Let's go there.
No, I'll be your backup dancer.
Can you take me higher?
Ain't happening.
To a place where...
I have no idea. I told you, I'm not good at music.
You can also go Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, we live. Yeah.
Ask my wife this.
Oh, yeah.
Ask my wife this.
That you're not going to sing?
No, I'm not, and I don't know lyrics. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why you take every 90s grunge song and you just do, here, oh, yeah, when we're here.
Watermelon. That's what I used to do in choir. Watermelon. Just say
watermelon.
Watermelon. That's what I choir. If you don't know the words, just open your mouth and go watermelon.
So for karaoke to me, that's why you always go 90s, early 2000s grunge.
Okay.
Because there's ultimately a whoa, yeah. And even if you don't know the words, you just, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 whoa, yeah.
That's how you want over your
wife.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how you want over your wife, isn't it?
That and Warren G. Regulate.
Regulate. Okay. Yep.
Regulators.
Mount
Regulate
up.
even he's stealing of their property. We damn good,
That's
too.
right.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. Regulators! Mount up.
If we're using this for the opening of the show, freaking awesome. Music, no bueno.
We're gonna have to get you in the karaoke. I feel really, AJ bought a full commercial grade karaoke machine when we first started dating, and she had the whole setup, like 6 mics, the big speaker, the CD books. Do you remember the CD books?
Oh, absolutely.
She had it all, and the TV. She would travel with the TV, so you could plug it in.
What's the draw to karaoke? I don't understand it.
Well, you get to be a musical superstar.
Who says who?
Says the beverages and friendship and fellowship.
I just don't see the appeal to it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't. I
oh,
don't.
yeah. Takes you to another place in time. Okay, well, anyways. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition. We are in episode 4. Got my friend Grizzly Bear. How the pull-ups doing?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Have we got a full one yet?
We're not quite, but
right.
The pounds are starting to come
That's
off.
going to be your intro until you go full.
That's fine.
Yeah, a lot of feedback on that. Not going to talk about it. It's not been really good feedback.
No, yeah, you're good.
We'll get him there. He's strong. I'm telling you there. He's strong. But Grizzly Bear and Blair in the house. Update. We're going to have all 3, Jay, Grizzly Blair, and myself all in the studio. So
this couch is going to hurt.
That couch is going to be screaming. So we're going to make, we got to make a logistical decision on how we're going to get the beef in here.
Ugh.
But that would be funny. Like the couch almost broke right there and you moved it. So that just...
Jay's got some big old legs too, man. I don't know how we're going to fit on this
stressing the durability of that one. So look out for that. And if you haven't noticed, we have merch. We have a merch store. And we're running a Father's Day store, a Father's Day sale. We got merchandise up there off to 20%.
Weights and stakes.
What Dadsters, the Dadsters. What a quality shirt. If you like golf, Masters, the Dadsters.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's my 2 favorite, I think. So far.
Weights and stakes for 24.
Yeah.
That's who I'm voting for. That or Fit and Fat.
Yeah.
Hot Wing and Ranch is on the ballot though.
Yeah, we should do your top. We should do a top 3 on the merch.
Well, here we go. Buy
like
it up.
it.
It's 20%.
Yep.
Go for it. What are you gonna lose? Anyways, I've got up to 5XL on some of those shirts.
Ah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That is more for the. It's kind of fit, kind of fat is a balance, But we didn't say you had to be 50-50. You can, whatever your percent, I mean, for the sake of it, you can be 99% fat, 1% fit, and still fall within the category.
If you can walk around Disney World, I think you're fit.
Oh, that's a game changer thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good decision. So we'll move it on here to our dad life moment. We got to get better. You do not read me very. We're going to transition to our dad life moment. There we go. All right, so I've got a dad life moment. We'll see where you stand on this as a father of 2 boys, but you do have a girl, so it may differ. But the dad life moment is boys peeing everywhere. And what I mean by that is my 2, it's summertime, and there are no rules associated with where we're at, when they have to go, or who's watching. They'll just pee anywhere. Outside, off the porch, public places. And it can get a little awkward. It's been a little awkward, and there's 0 cares given by my 2, 8 and 6, but it's that's my dad life moment. We were out, had a good weekend on the lake.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of peeing off the dock.
Okay.
A lot of peeing off the boat.
Okay.
A lot of peeing, running outside of a public pool and just peeing right through the fence.
Nice.
So
they're growing up quick.
They are growing up quick, and I'm just, how long is that going to be okay?
I mean,
obviously, puberty is going to be where it draws the line.
No, heck no. Well, I mean, maybe where other people can see
public peeing.
But okay, I'm about to say.
I mean, as a man, you just go anywhere else.
Exactly.
I got it.
Okay.
Like, you'll go behind, but you're discreet about it. And even if you're not discreet about it,
you turn away.
You turn away. You don't. Not for everybody's viewing pleasure.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, it's funny you say that because I was over at my parents' house and they got some land. By the way, we need to upload that fish that I caught.
Oh yeah,
it was a tank. But my daughter's the same way. She pees in public. She's 4. And she still has the...
How does that work out logistically?
I don't know. But we're sitting at the pool and all. She doesn't know how to swim yet. So she has her life jacket on, okay? And she's real petite. My daughter's very petite. So she's 4 and she's still in like a 2T bathing suit. But it has the snaps for the diapers. She doesn't have to wear diapers. She's potty trained. I gotta pee. I'm like, okay, I'll go inside and go and pee. And so I'm sitting there. Next thing I know, I turn around and look at her, and she goes and pops the buttons on her crotch and just leans back and like tries to pee like a boy, like grabs down there and
just realizes it's not working out that way. Well, I guess it has to go with the whole, debate of nature versus nurture.
I mean,
this is a nature thing. Kids are made to pee outside.
So yeah. So my mom was like, Bennett, if you ever have to go pee inside, you can't stand up like that. You have to squat. And so her grandmother showed her how to squat and pee outside as a female.
Hopefully not in public. I hope.
Well, no, it was at their land.
Right. Oh
yeah. Not in public, but still, that was funny. So I have a dad life moment. So, my son at 6 years old kicked another 6-year-old butt at school.
Oh, MMA style?
Oh, I walked into school and they're like, WWE went down in kindergarten today.
What prompted this?
So him and this other, they won't tell us the other student's name, right? But they say his friends, okay? This one kid has been picking on my son all year, and they just don't get along. There's one of those kids, like, they don't like each other. What the funny part about this is I think Adler had just had enough, but the timing of this was epic. Epic. So he graduated kindergarten. You know, nowadays they have a whole graduation kindergarten, they get a diploma, all this stuff. It was Wednesday night. Okay. Thursday, I walk in to pick my boys up, and I hear, Mr. Blair, we need to talk to you.
What you want to hear?
I was like, okay. So, and all the ladies are super sweet at their daycare. And they said, we just want to let you know, WWE went down in kindergarten today, and your son, he opened up a can. And I said, oh my gosh. I was like, is everybody okay? And they're like, oh, we got popcorn out and watched the video. This was the funniest thing we have ever seen. So like, we're sitting here, All of a sudden, we get a phone call because it rings up front. We need an administrator to come back there, right? And so they go, and Adler, they says Adler's standing in the corner like this.
Acknowledge me.
Just in the corner, like not moving. And he has a temper when he gets mad. So they pull him out, and they talking to him, and like, okay, they're trying to figure out what happened. They roll back the tape, and then they said all of a sudden one of the administrators just starts dying laughing. And they start yelling, hey, wait, I want to see this. So apparently they have a desk, right? The other individual was on this side, and Adler was on this side. And they can see on the video where the other boy was just jawing to Adler, jawing. And they said probably 10 to 20 seconds, like Adler gave him enough time to like, hey, stop, back off. But when Adler had enough, freaking Adler had enough. Woo! Flipped over the desk, threw the chair, stepped across the desk, armbarred this kid, walked him all the way across the room, pinned him up on the wall. The kid was wrestling him, so he grabbed him and slung him to that wall. They said somehow they started tussling and Adler managed to get him on top of the freaking desk. Like on top of the desk, and they rolled off. And the kid's trying to kick Adler. They said Adler grabbed his shin, pinned it down on the ground, laying on him, and just hammering away at this kid. And the teacher was screaming at him to get off. And finally, Adler just hit him one more time, stood up, walked in the corner, and said, take me to the office.
Acknowledge me.
The beauty of this was that they said, this is perfect timing. He graduated kindergarten on Wednesday night. He was in daycare on Thursday. And they said, you can't do anything. I'm already out of this place. You've already given me my diploma. Mic drop.
Deuces.
Yeah.
So he waited on that one.
Yeah. And they were like, you don't have to worry about Adler growing up.
Proud dad moment?
Yeah, I've always told my kids, just like my dad told me, you better not start it, but you can finish it.
There it is.
You better not start it.
Good job, Adler. Cheers
That's right.
to you, brother.
I'm proud of that one.
Cheers to you, brother.
I was like, all right, because Adler, he's pretty sweet.
6-year-old wrestling match. Now, question.
Yeah.
Are you able to get the game film?
I'm not. I wish I could. I asked him. I was like, can I record this on my phone and just do this? I just want to see this. And like, no, we can't.
So people will believe you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good story.
It is true.
We're going to move on.
I like it.
In the news. This is funny. Have you heard of this? Pig yoga. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a fake thing. You've heard of goat yoga.
Yeah, I was about to say I heard goat.
Pig yoga, also referred to as Piglet yoga, It's a thing. Have you heard of this? And, well, before we go, just let me read it to you. Out of Spencer, Massachusetts.
Oh, it's not even in the South?
Oh, no, not yet. It's not
okay.
made it down here.
Okay.
The growing trend of animal yoga is getting a new wrinkle with Piglet yoga. In Massachusetts, fans scoop up classes as soon as they are released and drive for hours for sessions with 3 little piggies. Wilbur, Charlotte, and Bluey.
Charlotte's Web, maybe.
And apparently the thing is that as you're doing, as it says, the downward dog, crow, cobra poses, the piglets dig up the backyard with their soft pink snouts, and apparently they also put their snouts in other areas that you get the point.
Yeah.
Apparently people are driving from over 2 hours to get there. Courses have been sold out. There's a backlog, and this appears to be quite a thing.
Okay, again, just like prior to the show, we were talking about for karaoke. What the heck's the appeal?
Apparently it is a snout in your butt or other places that is the appeal. I mean, with goat yoga, we've arrived at a goat gets on your back and walk. That could be massaging.
Yeah, okay.
But we're talking about a pig. I mean, the thing is dirty.
Yeah.
It stinks. There is no way, even if you take it from a mental relaxation, I'm in nature, what kind of life are you in where you have to have Piglet yoga as an escape?
Dude, it's 2024. I mean, I'm just throwing that
You're right, but really? Wilbur, Charlotte, and Bluey.
Now, does it have a price on this? That's what I want to know. Please tell me.
Well, it does not have a price.
Oh, okay.
But if it's anything like the pea-stained jeans that go in for nearly $800 now, and there's a backlog of that, I'd imagine you could charge whatever you
Probably
want for
what,
this.
maybe $150 a session, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's...
I'm just surprised it's in the Northeast. Like, okay,
Are you, though?
Yes and no. Yeah.
Or were you thinking this is more West Coast?
No, I was thinking like pigs, farmland, like, flyover states in the middle, Midwest, maybe in the South.
Yeah.
But the Northeast, that surprised me.
Well,
What happens if you get pooped on?
Part of the experience. It's part of the... I think you've got to go to the regions where there's more free spirits, to put it...
That's fair.
To put it nicely.
That's fair.
But I just... Where are we?
That's a whole nother topic, man.
Why?
Why? Exactly.
Why?
That's the question. Why?
Yeah. Well,
how is that relaxing?
If there's anybody out there who
Please
has tried
comment.
pig yoga, and based off our audience, I would really doubt
I
that.
would be surprised.
But if you know somebody that does pig yoga, please let us know what is the appeal of pig yoga. Or maybe you grew up on a farm and you used to work out in the barn and the pigs would roam freely, and maybe while you were doing push-ups or pull-ups Rocky style in the barn, there was something about a pig that made that workout more appealing.
I can understand that, but driving 2 hours? No.
For Piglet yoga.
That's a 4-hour round trip for probably an hour session.
Maybe that big nose has something that we don't know, and
yeah.
Enough about that.
Yeah.
So anyways, you just fresh off the lot got a new truck today.
I did.
Or new to you truck.
Yeah, new to me. I'm not buying a brand new truck.
New to truck. So the white beast is at a commish. Or is it? You still in there?
Oh no, it's gone. It's
I was about to say.
Yeah. That was a funny story.
Question.
Yeah.
Are you or are you not going to? And if you missed the white beast, we have an episode of What's in the Abyss of Dad's Backseat. The white beast is in there. But have you learned your lesson to not drive around with a paint can in the back?
Yeah.
That was you hadn't had that truck long, and
yeah.
You took a turn.
I did tie it down. Well, I tied it down. I didn't tie it down enough. It was a big, it wasn't just a normal 1 gallon. It was the
paint all in the back, on the bumper, everywhere, and you never got it out.
It was a beater truck, man. So this one's nice.
How was your experience today?
Freaking long.
How long?
Got there at 11, walked out at 3. So 4 hours.
Was there undiscovered monsters in your credit score that they were?
Oh no, my credit score was like shoop.
They're like, let's get this guy immediately.
They did. They did. I was talking to the guy and I was like, because I know what my credit score is, and I was like, all right. And so they're like, all right, can we check your credit? And sure. And he walked back there, and it was like 2 minutes. He goes, all right, let's get the deal done, and we'll take you over to finance. I was so proud.
I know you know your credit score walking in there, but do you feel like they would, when they're like, yeah, let me just run your credit score, and they go back and whatever they do, I think they just play video games for a little bit. But do you not feel like there's a parade coming back out? Like,
oh,
da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Mr. Morris. Da 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 da. We've never seen a credit score this high. Da 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 da. Buy anything you want on the lot. It's yours.
That's kind of what it felt
like. And you
get
get a car. And you get a car.
That's right.
And they're just bowing at you. That's kind of how I felt like it would be. And then, it's never been my experience. They're always like, yeah, well, based on your credit, it's pretty good here. And because of that, we don't want you to pay any cash down, and we want you to just defer it all. And by doing that, here's a high interest rate that you can tie yourself into.
Oh, don't get me started on that right now, dude. That's the only thing that sucks about having to buy it. Well, 2 things. One, I traded the beast in. They said they went to evaluate the car.
$500.
It was more than that. It was more than that. Okay. It was $2,000, right?
That's not bad.
That's not
for
bad.
The beast.
And then I said, no. I said, I want 4. And he goes back, and they get me 500 more. And they said, yeah, well, let me back up, because there's a rattle in the engine. I know what was wrong with the truck. I wasn't going to tell them that, right? Because I wanted to see what they'd give me for it. So 500 goes, yeah, we're not going to deal with this. It's just going to go straight to wholesale, and the whole engine's going to have to be replaced. And I was like, I could have told you that. So yeah, we're not, we can't give much more than what we're offering. I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
how many times did you go back and forth on price?
I walked away once because I went and looked at it.
What? So let's rewind.
Yeah.
Strategy going into today. What was your
Strategy today? Well, can I go back one more day?
Or so have you been pre-soaking this a little bit?
Yeah, like 2 days, like maybe 2 or 3 days. Okay. So one, I found it online. I went down there and I was like, hey, let me test drive it. And the truck was listed and they had it marked down just a little bit, sale. So I said, okay. And I test drove it and they were like, okay, well, let's work a deal. And I said, well, no, he came in at the markdown price. So, well, I don't mind putting it out there. No, can I put numbers out there?
You can do whatever you
want. Okay, cool. All right. So it was 33 was the price. Originally marked at 35 and they had the sale. I was like, I can't do that on this truck because I've done my research and I know what the value of cash value of that truck is. So 33, and I was like, all right, I can't do that. I need 27. And the sales guy goes and talks to his sales manager. Sales guy was awesome, by the way. And he comes back and goes, we can't do that. I said, here's what we can do. And they knocked like $1,000 off. And I said, no, I can't do that. I said, I can't do that. He said, all right, well, hold on. So he goes and gets the sales manager, and sales manager was like, I can't go any below this retail value. And I was like, all right, I'm good. So we walked away. Non-emotional attachment. That's what you have to do.
I always love it when they bring in the cheese. Like that's the big dude.
Yeah.
The big dude.
The big dude, yeah.
The guy that's got a pocket protector. He's one step up than the guy that's wearing a polo. Yeah. The guy with the ties.
Yeah, the guy with the tie, yeah. So he brought him in and I walked away. I had no emotional attachment. I walked away. And I told the salesman as I was leaving because he was a good, nice guy. I was like, I know. It's the end of the month. Are you, he said, are you based, do you get paid off of what the value of the truck, or do you pay, are you unit based? He said unit based. I was like, okay, perfect. That's all I needed because it's a volume thing then. It's not about the price. And I said, so we can get a better deal? And he goes, maybe. I said, all right. So I let it set a day or two, called back up there, and I set an appointment to come in the day. I had already cleaned out my truck. And by the way, I did not tell him I was trading my truck in initially. That's a hack that I learned. Is don't tell them you're going to trade your truck in.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Just say, I want the best deal without this other vehicle. So I worked them down a little bit.
Then trade in value.
And then I came in and I was like, and then I said, okay, now I have a truck. Now I want to trade in off of that number than that first number. So yeah. So anyways, they ended up getting out the door for like $30,500. So about $4,000 off. Yeah. Plus I got him to throw in a remote start.
Good for you.
So you just got to play the game. You can't go in there emotional. That's the biggest thing. And I learned that from my dad.
Well, I remember my first car buying experience, and to protect the innocent, since this guy has a local dealership, should have known red flag right off the bat. Was one of the South's famous 3 first names, right?
Okay.
Like Joe Bob Taylor. That's not far off from the actual name. Or Billy Ray Cyrus.
I was going to say Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah. So you can actually combine some of those names to actually figure out where I'm going with this and the real dealer. But second red flag was it was a trailer dealership.
Oh, like this was like
off the side of a highway.
Okay. Not a big sign. You just had to know where you were going, right?
Well, he actually, don't ask me how I ended up at this place.
Okay.
But this is back in the day. I just started my career, and we talked about the black Cadillac.
Yeah.
And in my line of work, for whatever reason, you watch Mad Men a lot. I wanted to be an account exec in a black kind of sports car. And this was kind of a black. So there's a black Cadillac CTS. You can look it up. It's actually pretty sporty, even though it sounds like a Cadillac. And so it's first car buying experience right out of college. So I don't know why my entire family's with me, but we just all happen to be. It's a family experience. I got my sister, I got my brother, I got both parents. I don't know why we're all together, but I've decided I'm going to go in there and I'm going to buy this car.
Okay.
So I just started out my career in advertising. I was a media buyer, and we hard pressed negotiated everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we would bleed these guys down to the nubs. That's exactly what we would just. So had a lot of negotiating experience.
Yeah.
Not per se buying cars,
Right.
but buying media. Ironically, we were buying media for car dealers. So I had worked with the type.
Okay.
So I went in there to Joe Bob himself, who looks about as what you would think.
Yeah.
Fair game. He looks about in the trailer where he's selling cars off his lot. No telling where he gets these cars from. No telling. Auction, whatever. And so
Police impound.
whatever the sticker price was, he's like, yeah, that's what we'll do for it. I was like, no, we will not do this. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, this is not. And I went like 10,000 below. I went way. I think if the car was 18,000, I was asking for like 5. Like, and it was just, you could see he was just like, get out of my office. And I'm like, I will not. 5 is it. And he goes back and forth and all this stuff. And I forget what price we land at. Maybe 12. I think we land at 12. But we go back and forth for probably 2 hours where it's like we have to take a break, go into lunch, I'll think about it, all this stuff. Or maybe we drove off the lot. The funny part about this story, and we're haggling over this number, and it's a small trailer. And we had been out there quite a while. And again, I said my whole family's there, and we did go out to lunch. Well, my younger brother, and he'll love me for saying this, but he'll love it. He takes a dump in the trailer bathroom. And it's like 2 doors down. And I believe that I walked out of that price point because the smell radiated so bad into that office that nobody could take it anymore. And that was the end of the negotiations. And I got the car for that price. It was probably $7,000 off, and it was a used car. And the joke ended up being on me because it was a total lemon, and it broke down within 6 months of me buying it. But had it not been for my brother taking a dump in that office and evacuating the entire place, negotiations would have probably gone. Gone on.
So the dump got you out of the dump got you the deal.
The dump got me the deal.
Okay, so I do have a question though.
Yeah.
So since this was a small,
to put it lightly,
trailer, was there a finance department or did you pay cash?
Well, he had to go. It was funny because his office and everything was in there. You had like, I don't know, his mom, which may have been his finance or his old lady. I don't know, but it ended up going through a credit union.
Okay. So to this day, I still don't understand. I understand haggling price. That's one thing. But I still don't understand why it takes freaking 4 hours to buy a car.
They're waiting you out, man.
I mean, what? Okay, so I've had other car buying experiences before, and somewhere it's like, hey, I've already negotiated this price prior to, like, I've gone, hey, we talked, and hey, okay, I'm good with that, I'll buy it. I'm coming in to buy it today. You still get in there, and it's still a 4-hour process. I don't understand. So I want to know, if you're in the car business, why the heck does it take so long?
Too many cooks in the kitchen, and they have all the data that they could ever imagine on the car buying process. And they know the ideal time where you're probably going to give up a little bit and want it done.
Even if you're on or they're so tired, they're going to get you for that extended car warranty.
They're going to get you for something, man. They've worn you down. They broke you down. That's why you call in the dump, and the dump breaks it all down. The dump is the X factor. And it's got to be a toxic dump, one that just clears the room.
So next time I go in, I'm going to find the salesman's office. It's right next to the toilet.
You can't take the dump. You got to
wait. I'm
bring me in.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm going to bring you in.
Yeah.
And then when
take me out for barbecue.
Yeah. No, I'm taking you out for the wings from the prior before. Hey, G, I need you to eat some wings, man. 2 days from now.
Ghost pepper, here we are.
Come in at 2:00, sit with me, and then go.
Problem is, you're never going to get me out of that bathroom. No. That's the.
It benefits the whole dealership at that point.
Yeah, but the dump saved the day on that one. All right, so we'll move on. Summer is here.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is the unofficial start of summer. The kids are out of school. And that brings up a lot of summertime memories, a lot of memories to be made. But I have some very funny memories, and I know you have some memories, if you can get them out of that cobweb memory bank.
Yeah, man.
Memory bank. But when I was a kid, this was the day that the world stood still a little bit. My sister was a lifeguard at this. And I don't know if these are still a thing, but community pools. You mean like the Sandlot? Mm-hmm. That type of pool.
Cool. Okay.
Rickwood Caverns was the name of the place. You may be familiar with it.
Damn, yeah.
But Rickwood Caverns Pool, it was the jamming place to be during summer. And there's a lot of people there this particular day. And do you remember this is the time when Yo Mama jokes was a big
absolutely.
big thing. And you didn't even have to want to be insulting. You had the tick to say Yo Mama to anybody.
Of course.
Like Yo Mama's so fat, Yo Mama's so ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Yo Mama's so anything.
Blah, blah, blah.
And they would just roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
And I go back to I was a husky kid.
Okay.
Right? And I mean you can relate to being husky. Big fan of the chest up selfies even then. Even though that wasn't a thing. Anyways, one of the kids there had made a particular fat comment about me, and I rolled off and said something like, "Yo, mama's so fat every time she gets in the pool, the water level rises," something like that, or like, "Yo, mama's so fat they say Free Willy," one of those things.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
That was
you
good.
remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Anyways, guy comes up, he says, "Well, if you're talking about his mama, you're talking about my mama." I said, "Okay." Another guy walks up and says, "You're talking about his mama, then you're talking about our mama. You're talking about his mama, you're talking about our aunt. You're talking about his mom." 40 people, that whole entire pool, it must have been a family reunion. And it was like the Chubettes, everybody. I mean, I'm chubby, but it's super chubby. And the chub just keeps growing in size.
Yep.
And I look over there, and of course, Mama is a big lady. And she's, it's like the telephone game, it has gotten to her. With all of a matter of probably like 5 minutes, it's gotten to her, and she's over there crying. From one comment that I didn't even know who that was. And my sister's lifeguard at this time. So the big state park ranger comes in, and I promise you, he grabs me, like almost hands behind my back, and escorts me out and bans me from the pool. And almost, I believe almost put my sister's job at jeopardy. This was like a scene in Cops because of a Yo Mama joke. Isn't that a kick to summer? I
don't know what to say to that.
I had a friend too, and I can remember it vividly because I was never this big, but if you remember Superbad, and Jonah Hill, right?
He's
like
a big boy.
I wasn't that big, but I was kind of like that big of a smart A.
Okay,
and I just remember having like the whatever shirt on.
Yeah,
do you remember the whatever? So me and my whatever,
you were that kid.
Me and the whatever shirt.
Y'all left.
And I believe my buddy Face was with me, and he just was guilty by association. We get escorted, banned for life.
Banned for life.
And anytime, and I'm sure they forgot me, but like anytime there was a party at Rickwood Caverns, and it's like, I don't know that I can go. I don't know that I can go. All but because of a Yo Mama joke. But the whole family reunion was there.
That's funny.
The odds of that happening during the summer, maybe they're pretty good.
Yeah, and like Mama was actually there.
But it was like a whole fat fest, and I was included. And Big Mama over there, who had to have 2 chairs to support her. I hurt her feelings. I didn't know who she was. And had I known that that's who that was, I probably wouldn't have said it, but there you go. So that was a good kick this summer. That one that one shell shocked me for a little bit.
So I had one. Mine was with me and my brother back when. Did your parents leave you and your sisters or siblings at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were at that age. So I don't know exactly what it is. I'm a big boy. My brother's not. My brother graduated high school at 135, soaking wet, right? Thin guy. Well, we were at home, and my brother's very sneaky. He's smart. I always make the joke. He got the brains and I got the brawn. Well, he's like, hey. Mind you, parents aren't home. Have you ever heard of the Chinese water torture? Do you know what the Chinese water torture is?
I've heard of the American waterboarding, but...
Okay, ish. Okay. Mind you, I don't know, we're 10, 11, 9, 10, something like that. We're 2 years apart. Well, the Chinese water torture is you lay down, they lay you down, they strap you down, and they slow drip, right? Until you go crazy, okay? And I was like, no, I never heard it. And he said, well, let's try it.
Always a good idea.
Sure, okay. Let's see how long you can last, okay?
Sure.
So I was a little naive, and my brother's sneaky. So I lay down in the tub, right? And he turns it, and it's dripping and dripping. It may have been 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I don't know. And he said, hey, how's it feeling? And I was like, I'm good. And about the time I get good out, he goes, It turns the whole water just.
Then he American waterboarded you.
Oh God, he waterboarded me so bad, just pours it in my face, and I get up, and this had to be in the middle of the day, and I chase him out of the house. Right, so this is pre-cell phone. Okay, well I locked all the freaking doors, so he had to hang out and go to like one of his friend's neighbor's house down the road and call my parents in.
That's funny.
What do you think happened to me when I got home? My dad tore my. He lit into me. I was still spanking age.
What's 23?
Yeah, 23.
Based on past episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. That was just a funny story.
Well, and just another thing we did as kids, and because I think it was it Billy Madison when they did the burning bags of poop on the front door?
Oh yeah,
and we did that.
Yeah,
we did that. I had he was really fun to hang out with. My parents did not like me hanging out with him because he was really mischievous, but we would do that. We would knock on people's doors and put bags of poop and set it on fire. Stupid. And hide out in the woods to do it. And we probably batted 20% on that, but the whole neighborhood knew it was us, and we'd always get caught and then go have to clean their porch up. So it never worked out, not to mention how mad they were at us. So we did that, but another summer thing, fishing, man. And you caught a tank this past.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
But we didn't get away. But we know it's over 5 pounds, and
it's got to be. I've caught. It may have been 6.
The head on that monster.
Oh yeah, and I did not get a good picture of the head.
Yeah, that thing was jamming.
Yeah,
that thing was jamming. I was jealous. There was a little jelly in there. A little jelly. That was a hoss. We'll have to drop a pic here.
That was fun because it's just a little pond. We didn't know much. They've been out there for almost 2 years, and I fished a little bit, and we've caught some out there, but we don't have a boat or anything like that, so I just waded out in my waders, and it was my last cast, and I think I'd caught like about a 2-pound, which is about how much I thought was in that lake, and yeah, man, it was top water. I think that was fun.
Did you shart your pants when that thing came up like Jaws to eat?
Okay, so when it hit, and I set the hook, and I was like, oh, that's a good fish. And then it came up, and I was like, oh, that's a really good fish. And, big fish, they want to come out of the water and try to throw it. Mm-hmm. So I tried to keep him down, and he got close, and it reached to grab him, and he took off again. And it took some line. And I haven't caught a bass. It takes line in a long time. So my dad was up at the house. My hands are wet. And I'm like, I got to get a picture. So I had to screaming and yelling, freaking get out here, hey! So we were hurrying to get the picture, but for like a little, I think it's maybe an acre pond. That's not managed. I mean,
should be able to locate him. And when you,
I will catch him again.
I'll go over there and catch him.
We'll get out there.
We'll keep throwing him back.
Oh yeah,
maybe he'll get bigger. But when I was a kid, my dad loved fishing, and he kind of raised me to go fishing. Even though I'd never, it's kind of like my kids. I didn't catch on until I was older. I didn't appreciate it.
Yes.
But there's a big lake here in Alabama, Smith Lake, and we would always go down there Memorial Day weekend or before Memorial Day weekend to set for everything up. And this particular time, I was not having it. And I was younger, and he was fishing, and I just remember screaming my head off the entire time, like wanting to go, crying, I hated this, please leave, I want to go to McDonald's, the typical kid stuff. And as him, probably younger than I am at that age, he's just one more cast. Well, he catches his 8-pounder, and he catches it, we get it mounted, and he puts it caught by me, even though I didn't catch it. He said,
that's cool.
He said, but you whined so much that the fish bit the hook, and that was the story, and he told it nicely. But so I think it was maybe a year or two after, I had the privilege of going to Alaska for the summer.
Yep.
And that was a cool experience. But since then, the only thing I wanted to do was get my own fish on the mantle.
Yeah.
And so we went fishing in Alaska, and we went salmon fishing, or as we would say in Alabama, salmon, but it's salmon. And I remember catching a salmon, and I was young, and it actually broke the pole, but salmon are big anyways. Yeah. And we never weighed it or whatever. It's just that thing's 20 pounds, right? That's in my head, that thing's 20 pounds.
Right.
So I was so excited because that was what was going to be mounted on the wall. And it is mounted on the wall. But funny thing is we're in Alaska, Dad's in Alabama, and we send the fish on dry ice. We ship it back to Alabama. So by the time my dad gets the fish, it's decaying. So he gets this. Can you imagine getting this package
on dry ice?
that at one point in time was dry ice, and now it is fully melted and slimy.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And it wasn't until later he's like, I almost died at that package, but I knew that you had to have your
my
fish.
God.
He's like, we took it to the taxidermist, and he was like, I can't do anything with this. Let's go through a book that looks something similar like this. So I sent him a dead, decaying salmon from Alaska in peak summer. And
do they even do? So I guess now they just take pictures of them, right? Can't you just take pictures and get measurements of your fish?
Sure.
Now, and then that's
these days they have molds or whatever, but yeah, back then, I don't even know if they use the fish these days, or they just kind of
like, oh, that looks close.
That looks close, and a bass looks like a bass if it's got any marks. But yeah,
that's hilarious.
We sent him the fish.
The fish. I wonder how many days. Do you know how many days it took?
I don't know.
It had to be 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Or more.
But knowing my granddad at the time, he probably said he sent it next day, but he probably sent it like,
a week later.
like standard delivery.
Oh, that's funny.
So, all right. Well, it's been fun. Hey, guys, remember, Father's Day sale going on. It's going to run till the end of Father's Day. 20% off select merch. Check it out. We'll put the link. You can click on it here. You can see it. Buy some merch. Make us proud. Support the show. It's been fun, Grizzly Blair.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. We're out.
See you.